The Hatchling is a kind of leftist who, their talking points and their psychology, it's all fake of course, but it's as if they have just cracked out of an egg and they have just arrived in the world, and they have no a priori knowledge of the universe, of history, of humanity, of basic common sense, nothing. They're just a complete blank slate, like a little chick who's just cracked out of its egg and is wandering around. And what this does, of course, is put you in the position that you then have to explain all of the universe and where humans interact with each other, how groups interact with each other, how the media is constructed, how politics works. You then are in a position where you have to explain all of that to the Hatchling, and then at each stage the Hatchling is going to sow seeds of doubt and undermine it and play dumb and act as if, well, this cannot be, this isn't the case.
Well, the fact that you can't see a difference between porn and what happens in real life is a sign that you've become addicted to it.
Probably. I'm asking you, what difference is there? What new thing am I being subjected to?
One is real, and the other is an image. It's a flickering image on a screen that is a simulation of something real that, in a sense, violates the very nature of sexuality, which is private. It's like intimate.
I've seen movies before.
We're talking about pornography, aren't we?
All movies are flickering images on a screen.
That's right. That's right. Not all movies are pornographic movies, though. We're talking about pornographic movies.
Well, what makes that different? You have one movie in which everyone is wearing a shirt, and then you have another movie in which a lady isn't.
And the Hatchling is the one who pleads complete innocence about the ways of the world. They don't know anything. You have to explain the entire world and all of human affairs to the Hatchling while they feign ignorance, because they're coming in and it at a sort of where humanity and the world is in a default position of some sort of Disney Wonderland. And then you are in the position of explaining why that isn't the case, while they look down their nose at you.
If anything, like looking at porn is telling people how to do it, right? You know?
It's telling you how not to do it. It leads to isolation. This isn't about you. You cannot constantly reduce what I'm saying to your particular circumstances. You can't do it. And if you try, first of all, this is a kind of narcissism on your part that everything has to be about you. But secondly, what you're really saying is you can't understand what I'm saying. I understand that.
So,
I understand
you're right.
that.
I'm not following. So it's 10 p.m. I have free time before I go to sleep. I have an hour of free time. I can either play online video games or I can masturbate. How is the latter option more isolating than the former option?
First of all, they are both isolating. They are both isolating, but masturbation to pornography is even more isolating than just playing video games. How so?
Why?
Because it affects you in a way that internally, spiritually, morally, in a way that video games don't.
How? Like what? Like how? Like you're just saying that? Like how? In what way?
Have you ever heard of guilt?
I've heard of the concept.
But you think it's a bogus concept?
It's a thing I think most higher animals are capable of experiencing.
What it is, it's a bit like if you're playing squash, and then the idea of squash, because I got slaughtered by an old bloke back in the day, and I didn't understand why, and the reason why was because he just stayed in the centre of the court and blasted the ball around and made me do all the running, and I ended up just completely wrecked and thrashed. And this is what the Hatchling does. This is what this fake naivety does. It's to hold the centre of, make you do all the running while they hold the centre of the court. So you are then exasperated by how naive and innocent and dumb about the world they are.
We have a similar situation now with the new technology of our era, namely the internet, which is it's a utility. These people didn't create it, but there are people who are simply banning anyone that they disagree with because they own it. It's very similar to what was happening in Hollywood at this time.
Who's getting banned?
Many people are getting banned on the internet. This is really sophomoric.